Hydration secrets for seniors. Boost strength and vitality after 70. Introduction. Imagine this, a bright morning sun, a 75-year-old woman tending to her garden with ease and joy. She moves effortlessly, smiles with confidence, and radiates vitality. Now here's the surprising truth. Her secret isn't a new medication or a complicated workout routine. It's water. But not just how much she drinks, it's how she drinks it. What if I told you that by simply changing the way you hydrate, you could unlock more energy, sharper thinking, and stronger muscles, even after the age of 70? Most people assume staying hydrated means chugging a big glass of water once or twice a day. But for seniors, that old habit might be doing more harm than good. Studies now show that the body changes how it handles fluids as we age. Your brain's thirst signals weaken. Your heart, kidneys, and muscles react differently to sudden fluid intake. And unless you adjust your hydration strategy, your body could be silently struggling. This video is going to change how you think about hydration forever. We're diving into doctor-backed advice, real-life stories, and smart, simple routines that can help you feel more alive than you have in years. If you're ready to boost your strength, clarity, and energy just by drinking water the right way, stay with me, because the next few minutes might just transform your health, one sip at a time. Chapter 1. Understanding age-related hydration changes. Let's start with something most people never realize. Your sense of thirst changes as you age. In fact, by the time you're in your 70s or 80s, your body doesn't send the same strong, clear signals it once did. That dry mouth, that urge to drink water after a walk or a meal, it becomes less frequent, even if your body still needs just as much hydration or even more. And that's the problem. The aging process affects nearly every system in the body, including the brain's ability to monitor and respond to hydration needs. Inside your brain are tiny receptors that help regulate thirst. They're like little alarms that go off when your fluid levels drop. But as we get older, those receptors become less sensitive. It's like having a smoke detector with a weak battery. The signal gets quieter. The warning comes too late. So what happens? You stop feeling thirsty even when you're mildly or moderately dehydrated. And because the signs are so subtle, you might not even realize anything's wrong. No pounding headache, no obvious dry skin. But in reality, your cells, organs, and muscles are already struggling to function at full capacity. For seniors, this can quietly lead to what doctors call chronic, low-level dehydration. It's not severe enough to send you to the hospital, at least not at first. But it's enough to cause fatigue, slower reaction times, lightheadedness, and even confusion. Over time, it takes a toll on everything from your heart to your memory. You might be thinking, if I'm not thirsty, I must be fine. But that belief is one of the biggest myths about hydration in older adults. Thirst is no longer a reliable guide. Your body may be dehydrated long before you ever feel it. And by then, your energy is already down, your muscles are stiffer, and your mind feels foggier. Let me be clear, this isn't your fault. No one told you your hydration needs would change after 70. And most doctors still don't emphasize how critical water intake becomes as you age. But the science is catching up, and what it's telling us is simple. Seniors need a proactive hydration plan, not a reactive one. Instead of waiting until you're thirsty, build water into your daily rhythm. Think of it like medication. Small, steady doses throughout the day. This approach supports your organs, keeps your mind alert, and prevents the kind of slow, silent wear and tear that most people don't notice until it's too late. Understanding how your thirst response has changed is the first step. From here on out, hydration isn't about quenching thirst. It's about staying ahead of it. When you begin to hydrate with intention, not just habit, your body will thank you with more energy, sharper thinking, and a steadier mood. So, let's move forward with that knowledge. Hydration after 70 isn't just about water. it's about wisdom. Chapter 2. The Risks of Improper Hydration. Here's something that surprises many people. Drinking too much water at once can actually be harmful, especially as we age. Most of us grew up thinking more water is always better, right? But the truth is, how you drink water matters just as much as how much you drink. And for seniors, the difference between gulping and sipping can be the difference between helping your body and stressing it out. When you drink a large glass of water in one go, especially on an empty stomach or first thing in the morning, your body gets flooded with fluid all at once. For a younger person, that might not be a big deal, but after 70, your kidneys become less efficient at filtering and balancing fluids. Your heart can also be more sensitive to sudden changes in blood volume. This means that what feels like a healthy habit, quickly downing a big glass of water, can overwhelm your system. One of the biggest risks is a condition called hyponatremia. It happens when the sodium levels in your blood get diluted because of too much water in a short period of time. Your cells start to swell, and that can lead to headaches, nausea, confusion, and in severe cases, even heart complications. And remember, the older we get, the less flexible and forgiving our systems become. Now here's the good news. There's a better way to stay hydrated. And it's surprisingly simple. Instead of chugging water a few times a day, aim to sip small amounts consistently throughout the day. Think about drinking 3 to 4 ounces every hour or so. It's gentle on your body and far more effective at keeping you truly hydrated. This approach allows your kidneys to process the water gradually, keeps your blood volume steady, and gives your cells time to actually absorb and use the hydration. Plus, it helps you avoid that uncomfortable bloated feeling or the frequent need to run to the bathroom, which can be especially risky at night. So if you've been in the habit of starting your day with 2 big glasses of water or drinking large amounts all at once, it might be time to rethink your strategy. Your body isn't asking for more water. It's asking for smarter water. Sip by sip, you support your heart, protect your kidneys, and give every cell in your body what it needs without the shock. When it comes to hydration after 70, slow and steady truly wins the race. Chapter 3, Real-Life Transformations. Let's make this real with a story that could belong to anyone's father, grandfather, or neighbor. Meet Harold. He's 78 years old, a retired Marine, proud of his discipline and work ethic. But lately, Harold had been feeling off. He wasn't sick, not exactly, but his energy was gone. He'd wake up tired, feel winded after walking from one room to another, and struggle to stay focused when reading or watching TV. It was frustrating. He was eating well, taking his vitamins, doing his stretches, and yet something just wasn't right. Harold came into the clinic thinking maybe it was just age catching up, but after a few simple assessments, something stood out. Harold was underhydrated. Not dangerously so, but enough that it was affecting his muscles, his circulation, and even his brain. Like many older adults, Harold wasn't drinking much water. And when he did, it was all at once. 1 big glass in the morning, maybe another in the afternoon. That was it. We introduced a new routine. Nothing complicated. Just small, regular sips of water throughout the day. 4 to 6 ounces with every meal. A few sips after a short walk, and a warm glass before bed, not too close to sleep. Just enough to keep things steady. Within the first week, Harold felt different. His legs didn't ache as much. His thoughts were clearer. And by the second week, he told me something that stuck with me. He said, "Doc, I feel like I got part of myself back." That simple shift, drinking water the right way, gave him more energy, better balance, and a more positive mood. His family noticed it too. His granddaughter even joked, "Grandpa's moving faster than me now." Harold's transformation wasn't the result of a new medication, a supplement, or a dramatic lifestyle overhaul. It came down to understanding what his aging body needed and making a small but powerful change. He learned that hydration isn't about drinking more. It's about drinking smarter. And Harold's not alone. Story after story from seniors just like him proves that proper hydration can restore energy, improve mental clarity, reduce falls, and even ease digestion. Real people, real changes, simply by paying attention to water. So if you've been feeling tired or not quite like yourself, maybe it's not just age. Maybe like Harold, you're just one good hydration habit away from feeling better than you have in years. Chapter 4. The science behind hydration and health. Let's take a closer look at what science has to say about hydration. Because this isn't just about avoiding thirst. It's about how water directly fuels your body's most important systems. Muscle strength, brain function, and even your emotional balance all depend on staying properly hydrated. And research now confirms just how critical this is, especially as we age. Let's start with your muscles. Did you know that muscle tissue is made up of nearly 76% water? That means every time you move, stand up, take a walk, or lift something, water is helping your muscles contract, recover, and stay strong. But here's the catch. Even mild dehydration, just 1 to 2% fluid loss, can lead to increased fatigue, slower recovery, and even muscle breakdown. Over time, that can accelerate sarcopenia, the natural loss of muscle mass that comes with aging. Staying consistently hydrated can actually slow that process down, helping you maintain strength and balance as the years go by. Now let's talk about your brain. The brain is about 75% water, and it needs fluid to function at its best. Every memory you recall, every decision you make, every conversation you follow, it all depends on electrical signals between brain cells. And those signals slow down when you're even slightly dehydrated. That's why seniors who don't drink enough water often describe feeling foggy, forgetful, or just mentally sluggish. In fact, studies show that mild dehydration can lower cognitive performance, delay reaction times, and even elevate anxiety and irritability. And finally, hydration plays a key role in emotional stability. Dehydration has been linked to higher cortisol levels, your body's stress hormone, and lower levels of serotonin and dopamine, the chemicals that help regulate mood and motivation. When your hydration is off, it's harder to feel calm, focused, and emotionally steady. So this isn't just about drinking water to quench thirst. This is about giving your body what it needs to function at its best, physically, mentally, and emotionally. The science is clear. Consistent hydration supports stronger muscles, clearer thinking, and better mood regulation. And the best part? You don't need to make a big change. Just small, regular sips throughout the day can make a noticeable difference in how you move, think, and feel. Chapter 5. Crafting your hydration plan. Now that you understand why hydration matters, let's talk about how to actually put it into practice. Because the truth is, staying hydrated after 70 isn't just about drinking more water. It's about drinking it at the right times in the right way. That's where a simple, structured hydration schedule can make all the difference. Let's start at the beginning of your day. When you wake up, your body has just gone several hours without any fluids. That's why your first few sips of the day are so important. Try starting your morning with 4 to 6 ounces of water, preferably warm, and maybe with a slice of lemon if you like. It gently wakes up your system, supports digestion, and helps your organs start functioning efficiently. Before meals, take a few sips of water, about 3 to 4 ounces. This prepares your digestive system without overwhelming your stomach acid. Then, after your meal, do the same. A small amount of water helps with nutrient absorption and keeps your energy steady. But avoid drinking large amounts of water during the meal itself, since it can dilute digestive enzymes and lead to bloating. Mid-morning and mid-afternoon are great times to check in with your body. Even if you're not thirsty, have another 4 to 6 ounces, especially if you've been moving around or spending time outside. Your body loses water through breathing and skin, even if you don't feel sweaty. Consistent hydration throughout the day keeps your energy up and your mind focused. Dinner time follows the same pattern. A few sips before eating, and a few after. Then, as the evening progresses, it's important to start slowing down your intake. About 90 minutes before bed, have one final small glass, no more than 3 to 4 ounces. That way, you stay hydrated through the night, but avoid waking up for frequent trips to the bathroom, which can interrupt your sleep and increase fall risk. This schedule isn't complicated. It's based on how your aging body processes fluids and what it needs to feel its best. You don't need fancy supplements or constant reminders. Just a steady rhythm. Sip, pause, sip all day long. And here's the beauty of it. Within just a few days of following this simple plan, most seniors report sleeping better, thinking clearer, and walking with more confidence. All from something as basic and powerful as water. Chapter 6. Recognizing dehydration signs. Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked. The warning signs of dehydration in older adults. It's easy to assume that if you're not thirsty, you're fine. But as we've discussed, thirst becomes an unreliable signal as we age. That's why it's so important to recognize the more subtle signs your body might be giving you. Signs that you're not getting enough water, even if it doesn't feel obvious. One of the first signs is sudden fatigue. If you're feeling unusually tired in the middle of the day, even after a good night's sleep, dehydration might be the cause. Without enough fluid, your blood volume drops slightly, and that means your heart has to work harder to pump oxygen to your muscles and brain. The result? You feel exhausted doing even the simplest tasks. Next, pay attention to your mood. Dehydration affects the balance of chemicals in your brain, and even mild fluid loss can lead to irritability, mood swings, or feeling more anxious than usual. If you've been feeling emotionally off without a clear reason, it could be something as basic as not drinking enough water. Dizziness, especially when standing up quickly, is another common sign. When your body is low on fluids, your blood pressure can drop too suddenly, something called orthostatic hypotension. For seniors, this isn't just uncomfortable. It increases the risk of dangerous falls. Confusion or mental fog is also a key indicator. You might forget why you walked into a room, lose track of conversations, or have trouble recalling simple things. People often blame aging, but in many cases, this cognitive slowdown is linked to low hydration. And finally, take a look at your urine. It's one of the simplest ways to track hydration. Pale yellow means you're doing fine. Dark yellow or amber-colored urine, that's a sign your body needs more water. On the other hand, if your urine is nearly clear all the time, you might actually be overhydrated, especially if you're losing electrolytes in the process. The point is, dehydration in seniors doesn't always show up as thirst. It can be quiet, gradual, and easy to miss until it starts affecting how you feel, think, and move. But once you know what to look for, you can take simple, daily steps to stay ahead of it and keep your body running strong. Chapter 7. Choosing the right beverages. Hydration isn't just about how much you drink. It's also about what you drink. Not all fluids are created equal, especially when it comes to supporting your body after the age of 70. While it's tempting to reach for sweet juices, fizzy sodas, or that extra cup of coffee, some of these drinks might be doing more harm than good. Let's start with fruit juice. Even when it's labeled 100% natural, juice is essentially concentrated sugar without the fiber you'd get from eating the actual fruit. That sugar rush can cause your blood sugar to spike and crash, and worse, it doesn't hydrate as well as you might think. Studies show that sugary drinks can actually draw water into your digestive system, reducing the amount available to your cells. So instead of drinking juice, try having a few slices of fresh fruit with a glass of plain water. You'll get natural hydration, plus fiber and nutrients. Now, about diet sodas. They may say 0 sugar, but many are loaded with artificial sweeteners like aspartame or sucralose. These can irritate the gut, trigger headaches, and even disrupt your appetite control. And if the drink contains caffeine, it might act as a diuretic, which means it pulls more water out of your body than it gives back. Coffee isn't off limits, but timing matters. Try to keep your coffee intake earlier in the day. Drinking it too late can interfere with your sleep, which is already more fragile as we age. And when you do have coffee, follow it with a glass of water to stay balanced. Then there's alcohol. As we get older, our bodies become less efficient at processing alcohol. A single glass of wine at night might disrupt your sleep or leave you feeling dehydrated and foggy the next morning. Alcohol also suppresses thirst, making it easy to forget you need water at all. So what are the best options? Water, of course, should be your go-to, but you can add variety by sipping on herbal teas, especially in the evening. Chamomile, mint, or lemon balm are gentle, soothing, and free from caffeine. You can also infuse your water with slices of cucumber, lemon, or berries for a refreshing twist without added sugar. The key is to choose drinks that support hydration, not ones that work against it, because what you drink is just as important as how much, especially when it comes to aging well. Chapter 8: Enhancing Sleep Through Hydration. Let's talk about a common struggle many older adults face: disrupted sleep. You fall asleep just fine, but then find yourself waking up once, twice, maybe even 3 times a night just to use the bathroom. Not only does this fragment your rest, it increases the risk of falls and makes it harder to feel fully refreshed in the morning. And while there can be many causes, one of the most overlooked is hydration, or more specifically, when you hydrate. You see, drinking too much water too close to bedtime can backfire. It seems logical to have one last glass of water before sleep, especially if you want to stay hydrated through the night. But here's what actually happens. Your kidneys continue filtering fluids while you sleep, and your bladder doesn't have the same strength or control it did in your younger years. That late-night drink might seem harmless, but it can lead to multiple bathroom trips and a very restless night. So, how do you fix it? The key is timing. Think of hydration as something you prepare for, not something you try to fix right before bed. The goal is to get enough fluids throughout the day, so your body enters the night already balanced and nourished. Start your day with a glass of water. Keep sipping small amounts every 1 to 2 hours, and make sure to hydrate especially well during late afternoon and with dinner. Then about 90 minutes before bedtime, have your final small glass, no more than 3 to 4 ounces. This is enough to keep your body supported, but not enough to trigger frequent urination while you sleep. Another helpful tip: reduce or avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. and steer clear of carbonated or sugary drinks in the evening. These not only act as diuretics, but they can also disrupt your body's natural sleep cycles. Instead, reach for warm herbal teas like chamomile or lemon balm. Both are calming and caffeine-free. By shifting your hydration earlier in the day and scaling back before bed, you'll likely notice deeper, more continuous sleep. And that makes all the difference. Better sleep means stronger immunity, better balance, sharper thinking, and a more stable mood the next day. Hydration isn't just about energy and focus. It's also one of the best tools you have for restoring quality sleep. And that starts not with a glass at night, but with a smarter rhythm throughout your entire day. Conclusion: embracing a hydrated lifestyle. So here's the big takeaway. Staying hydrated isn't complicated, but it is essential, especially after the age of 70. When your body signals become quieter and your needs shift, water becomes more than just a drink. It becomes a foundation for better energy, clearer thinking, stronger muscles, and deeper sleep. By making small changes, sipping consistently throughout the day, avoiding big gulps at night, choosing water over sugary or dehydrating drinks, you're not just improving how you feel, you're actively supporting every major system in your body. And the best part? These changes are easy to start and sustainable for life. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be intentional. Listen to your body, learn its new rhythms, and give it what it needs to thrive, not just survive. A hydrated life is a healthier life. And no matter your age, it's never too late to feel better. One sip at a time.